Hello, 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 and welcome back to MrBucsNation Live. I am your host for the evening, Mr. Evan Wanish. If you don't know me by now, like I said, have been helping James out with this channel for a little bit now. I'm still here. I am the host, co-host of the Campfire Podcast. Also, am a writer for BucsNation.com. What's up, G Vegas? If you guys are here, let me know. If you guys are in the chat, let me know. Would love to hear. Always am curious to hear where you guys are watching and listening from. So be sure to drop that in the chat as well. Going to be talking about a lot of things tonight. Going to be talking about a football game, huh? That the Buccaneers won on Sunday, and then we're also going to be talking a little bit about the Bears Week 2 matchup. So really, whatever you guys want to talk about, though. If you guys want to bring up something in the chat, feel free. I'm here to answer any questions or anything. Just hang out. It's a pretty laid back thing, not nothing crazy, not like as organized as a lot of the videos and stuff that we do on this channel, or even like a Can of Fire podcast, like even something like that. So just really a laid back, chill type of thing. Just talking about the Bucs. Like it's nothing too big, but I am here to answer any questions that you guys may have. We have our first one from Ty Cavender. Are we going to keep Mike Evans after the season? Well, that's the age old question, ain't it? Fact of the matter is, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's 50-50. I really do. I do think he's going to test the market. I don't think a return to Tampa is out of the possibility. Like I don't think it is completely out of the question. I don't think Evans or his agent are fully ruling it out. I think it'd be bad business to do that. I think Evans wants to stay in Tampa, but at the end of the day, I know it's a cliche, but like it's a business. And at the end of the day, I think that's what it is. I do think there's a decent chance that Evans is still back in Tampa Bay. I don't think he's completely gone, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see, G Vegas this Sunday. The Bears roster doesn't look talented and the coaching staff doesn't look great. If we lose, it would be a huge letdown. Yeah, but that's what the NFL is, man. The NFL is a week by week thing. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't expect the Bucs to really beat the Vikings. I know there was a lot of people that were like, "Well, I did." Okay, like I'm not saying every single person in the world picked the Vikings to beat the Bucs, but any given Sunday, and I agree that the Bears roster probably isn't as talented as the Buccaneers, and I do think their coaching staff is not probably as good as the Buccaneers. That being said, I also do think that you can lose this game. Like if you're not careful, you definitely can. Crippled says we are using only 43% of cap on rostered players. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't predict injuries. Obviously, Ryan Jensen, Russell Gage are part of that equation for the cap, and obviously then Tom Brady. But can't predict injuries. It's really unfortunate that's already hit the Bucs so hard right now, even before the season really even gets underway. What else we got? Like I said, if you guys are here, let me know where you're watching from. Would love to hear where you guys are watching and listening from. Always curious to hear that. I'm always curious to see how many we got people in Florida versus people elsewhere. So let me know where you guys are listening and watching from. Very, very curious to hear. Let's see. What do you guys think about the game on Sunday? I mean, I haven't really talked to you too much about it. I know James did the review and everything, but haven't really talked to you guys too much about it. SS is watching in Sarasota. Cool, cool, cool. Nicholas says, "Do you personally like Todd Bowles as our coach?" Yeah, I mean, I do think he's proven that he's probably one of those guys that's probably a better coordinator than a head coach, but I don't think he's as terrible as people say. Now, does that mean he's the answer? I don't know, but I don't think he's like one of the worst. There's people that think like he's like the worst head coach in the NFL. I don't know if I'd go that far. Pressure and containment against Bears offense will propel Bucs defense to take control of the game. Baker and staff to shake and bake on Sunday. Hey, yeah, that's what the Bucs are hoping for, I think. Crippled watching Fort Myers, Florida. Cool. Ty is watching in Dallas. Is it Dallas, Georgia? Is that a? I'm gonna sound like an idiot. Is that a thing? Doug, what's up, Doug? Like I said, if you guys are just joining, let me know. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Bulls is an X's and O's guy, but not a leader of men. Yeah, I don't know because I mean I'm not in that locker room, so it's tough to say. It is tough to say. I do think he's a great defensive mind. Like he's a really, really good defensive mind. I don't think you can take that away from him. But at the end of the day, It could be that he's just not that type of guy. It happens, right? It happens with a lot of good coordinators for sure. Tarpon Springs. Okay. All right. Doug's watching from Tarpon Springs. Awesome. I appreciate it. I mean, we got 19 people in here right now. Hopefully, we can get up a little bit more. But like I said, just hanging out, talking about last week, talking about this coming week, talking about anything you guys want. Like, we can talk about whatever. I mean, this is for you guys. Like, this is up in the air, your show, basically. I'm just here. I'm just here hanging out. This is basically your show. Get what is on your mind, get it off your chest. Yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking. Josh is watching in Fort Lauderdale. Roland is watching in Greenville. Lived and loved in Clearwater, Florida for 20 years. Go Bucs. All right, cool. G Vegas, if Bowles can coach like he did against Minnesota in terms of adjusting Noah and risk it, he's good. Yeah. Yep, I agree. I can see Dave Canales take over as head coach if Todd Bowles doesn't work out. Well, if he doesn't work out, here's my thing with that. People always say, oh, okay, well, if Todd Bowles doesn't work out, you can just you know, promote Dave Canales. So you're assuming that the offense is going to be good, though, right? Because if you're assuming the offense is going to be good, then why? If you think the offense is going to be bad enough to get Todd Bowles fired, why would you want Dave Canales, the guy who's heading the offense, as the replacement? So you must assume the offense is going to be doing pretty good. So what do you think Bowles' downfall is going to be? Even as the head coach, Bowles' defense last year was decent. Was pretty decent. Like, so if the offense is good, why, how is Bowles getting fired then? That's basically my thing. The reason with the Dirk Cutter and Lovie Smith thing, Lovie Smith's defenses were awful. Like, Dirk Cutter's offenses were kind of the only reason the Bucs were in games and won some of those games that year, right? And Lovie Smith's defenses weren't good. Here, you would have Todd Bowles' defenses actually be quite productive. And if the offense is good, guess what? The Bucs are winning enough games for Bowles to keep his job anyway. Evan just wants to pull a Claypool and just slack off. No, not necessarily saying that. Just hanging out, just hanging out here. Chase Claypool, man, I don't know what his deal is. A lot of, well, we need better strength and conditioning coach. I mean, I know a lot of people are frustrated that. Look, injuries are going to happen though, for sure. Injuries are just part of the game, and they're going to happen. When Brady retired for 40 days, Arians can do the same thing and come out. If it's longer than 40 days, Arians been retired for a long time. I don't think he's pulling a Brady. Something tells me he's not pulling a Brady. But like I said, if you're just joining, let me know where you guys are watching it from. Would love to hear. Always curious. Like I said, I'm always curious to see like how many people from Florida we have versus how many people we got from other places. So I'm always curious to hear that. Let's see. And like I said, I mean, obviously, if you really have a pressing question and you want to give us a super chat, super chats are appreciative, but they are not required. So, that's up to you. Bucs are cheap. They just want to pay Evans like 12 mil instead of 15, and they're going to hope no one offers them more. I guarantee you, if Mike Evans was asking for $15 million, the deal would have been signed months ago. So he is asking for much more than $15 million a year. I guarantee you. The Bears will be a good game, but I think we got this one too. Tough schedule this season, but playoffs are in sight. Could be. Definitely could be. Yeah, definitely could be. I mean, a 2-0 start would go a long way, right? 2-0 start would go a pretty long way. Are you going to be at the home opener Sunday? I am not. A little fun fact about me, if you guys are just joining in, if you guys have actually missed, because like I don't really talk about this like at all on any of the videos that I'm on, because I introduced myself in the introduction video months ago when James first had to take a little bit of a leave there. And I live in Pennsylvania, so I do not live in Florida. I come down to Florida for one vacation a year, which is coming up soon. So you'll see me a little bit less on the channel during that time period. But I do not live in Florida. What do you think of the other division team? They didn't wow me. I'm not so on Atlanta's defense against rookie QB. Yeah, I mean, I don't think either. No team really looked complete. I think all teams kind of had their struggles at times. I don't think any team, really stood out. We're just gonna have to wait and see. What game are we wearing the throwback uniforms? The Bucs are wearing their creamsicle jerseys week 6 versus the Detroit Lions. So they are not wearing them this week. They're wearing a week 6 versus the Detroit Lions. Buck Wilds watching from Hawaii. Aloha from Hawaii. Awesome. Awesome. That's cool. How is Hawaii? How is it there? I've always wanted to visit Hawaii. One day maybe. As my camera like spazzes out. Need to get a new camera too. Gonna be getting a new camera for sure. Sorry. But Todd Bowles is a defensive mind guru type of coach. He just needs to give his OC that trust to run his offensive play calling. Yeah. As my camera spazzes out some more. Might switch the camera. We'll see. See if we can switch the camera here. Because this thing is not working out too well. There we go. Different camera. A little bit worse camera, but a different camera. Okay. Bears offense looks ridiculously bad on all 22. Yeah, I mean it was not a good performance for the Bears. Not a good performance at all for their offense. They're gonna want to definitely bounce back. So like I think you're gonna be getting a pretty desperate Bears team looking for some answers, I think. Yes. Thank you, Buckwild. Yeah, hit the likes. Please hit the like button. Helps out the algorithm, helps spread the thing. If you're just joining, this is not my camera all the time. I just had to switch my camera. I will be getting a new camera soon. Don't you worry. Like I will be getting a new webcam soon. That's hopefully more clear than the one I just was using and doesn't spaz out all the time. So, but what are you guys doing? I mean, like I said, I'm just hanging out. If you guys are just joining, we're hanging out. We're talking Bucks week 1. We're talking Bucks week 2. We're talking Bucks the whole season. Like, what do you want to talk about? You know, like I said, I'm just here, the director of fun and games, basically. I'm your host for the evening, so let me know what you guys want to talk about. It's basically your show. You know, you guys are gonna control this one. I'm just here for the ride, pretty much. So happy to be here, though. And happy all 25 people in the chat. Really good, really good. Well, I think we're gonna start doing this. I think pretty much almost every Wednesday. Gonna try and have it Wednesdays at 9. I think is gonna be the day that we're gonna aim for. So we'll see if we can hopefully do it every Wednesday here. Let's see. What do we got? Doug just hanging out too. There we go. There you go. Just hanging out. Like, what else is there to do on Wednesday at 9? Like, there's nothing else to do. Let's just hang out here. Thoughts on Coach Keith improving on pass catching? I mean, I don't think he's ever going to be a great pass catcher. Like, that's just not his game. But also, you don't need to give him 3 targets like the Bucs did. Now, I do always say, like, whenever somebody says, "Oh, Coach Keith got 3 targets. This offensive scheme sucks." Sometimes the quarterback dictates where the ball is, where the ball goes. Like sometimes Coach Keith was wide open for a touchdown on Sunday, and Baker Mayfield just missed him. Like Baker Mayfield's got to hit the throw. That's not on Coach Keith. That's not on the offensive design. He's wide open. He's probably going to catch the ball and go in for a touchdown. Baker's got to hit him. Do we trade Evans? No, the Buccaneers are not going to be trading Mike Evans. What do you think was our biggest improvement from last year? Just in this game? Just in the game, honestly, I'm going to say adjustments. I think the Buccaneers last year might have that game might not have gone the same way. I think the adjustments made on both offense and defense. I do think that that was a thing that stuck out to me is the adjustments made at halftime. Because the Vikings, the Bucs went up 17-10, but then the Vikings ended up tying it up at 17. So it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows there. Hope the Bucs play well against the Bears, regardless of their record last season. Yeah, you think the Carlton Davis injury will linger? He always seems to have something. Yeah, it might be. I mean, you never know. It's a toe, so like I don't know. Good thing it's not like a hamstring or anything. Those can linger, but we'll have to wait and see. He does have sometimes though, he will have something that lingers, him and Jamel. So that's why, again, on the channel and on the podcast and everything, and not just me, like, or James or Rhett or anybody like that. Like everybody was talking about like the lack of depth and experience specifically in the secondary. And if a guy like Carlton Davis or Jamel Dean, who has shown the ability to go down with injury, if one of them goes down for a little bit, how would they recover? So we'll see. Hopefully, it's not anything long term. What's up? We gonna be ready? Go Bucs. Yeah, that's right, Raymond. Buck Wild, Evan. How not that left side O line against the Vikes. Worse, he didn't lose a step there. Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, he definitely looked good. Doug says T. Higgins got 8 targets, didn't catch it once. The Bengals offense, man. I don't know. I'm not worried about the Bengals at all. Like, still gonna be a Super Bowl contender. Joe Burrow is a fantastic quarterback, fantastic offense, but Browns kept them in check. Cannon Fire Podcast says, will the Bears try and air it out or seeing the Bucs give up 400 yards last week? They could. I do think it's a difference, though, in seeing Justin Fields versus Kirk Cousins, and the Bears offense isn't really isn't really as potent, I guess I could say, as the Vikings offense. But also, I saw a lot of Bears fans like complaining that they thought Justin Fields was throwing the ball too much. They thought it was playing away from his strength, which is running the football. The O line actually looked really good when I rewatched the game. Yeah, I thought they played pretty well. Nicholas, hey Evan, comment, but I don't think you saw it, but just thought I'd let you know that you're on your other channel, the Campfire Podcast. The audio is not in sync. When you were talking, do you think you and Rhett can check it out, resolve it? And I think Rhett just answered you, so should be fixed as a few weeks ago. Sometimes it's out of sync. We can't fix it for that stream in particular. Yeah, sometimes it's technology. Sometimes technology sucks. So we appreciate you watching it, Nicholas. We really, really do. Appreciate all the support. The only reason I care is because he's on my fantasy. Yeah, that sucks. Like I like T. Higgins as a fantasy. I had him last year for fantasy. Speaking of fantasy football, you can check out episode 1 of Fantasy Frenzy right here on MrBucsNation YouTube channel. Go check that out. I'm talking about the Bucs top performers in fantasy from last week, and then I'm also previewing a little bit this week who you can start or sit. Episode 1, I'm going to be doing it the whole year, so go check that out on the channel right now. Thoughts on the coaching? I think coaching scheme fit matters way more than the individual QB. I think they both matter. I think your QB needs to have talent. Like, I think you can't just roll anyone out there. So, but coaching matters. And I think you saw that last year. Like, the Buccaneers didn't have as much talent on offense last year, and it showed. They didn't have Rob Gronkowski as their tight end. They didn't have Antonio Brown as their wide receiver 3. They didn't have Ali Marpet. So I think that you saw it. They didn't have Ryan Jensen. So you saw the lack of, you downgrade in talent, and then, the offensive coaching staff couldn't come up with answers. So I do think that this year could be a little different. Baker keeps moving in the pocket, and if coach can keep the run game steady, it will keep our wide receivers open and ready. Can't wait for the game. Tampa 2-0. Could be, man. Could be. G Vegas, you spoke it perfectly. I mean, PJ Walker beat us last year with DJ Moore, so you can't overlook the Bears. Yeah, anybody can lose to anybody. I would advise caution to any Bucs fans that are already assuming that the Bucs have this one in the bag, because while the Bears, I mean, they got the number 1 pick last year for a reason. They struggled, but like, DJ Moore's a good player. They have some good players, and like, anybody can beat anybody. So, especially a team like the Bucs, who, not a lot of people are like thinking they're going to be this juggernaut. Like, this is probably a team the Bucs should beat, probably, but like, it's not a shock. Like, if they don't, like, it's really not. No worries. I still listen to you guys on Spotify. Hey, thanks a lot, Nicholas. Really appreciate the Spotify listen for sure. Check out a lot of YouTube content though too. We got a lot of fun stuff on YouTube. So, but we appreciate it all. Doug asked, "What are your thoughts on Kalijah Kancey's future?" I think he's going to be a pretty good player. I liked him pre-draft. I just didn't think the Bucs were going to draft him because I didn't think he was a fit quite like what they look for in their interior defensive lineman. I didn't think he would be like a great fit. But they proved me wrong, and I think he's going to be a good player. And he flashed a little bit on Sunday. Sucks that he went down. I still don't agree with the decision just to play him. I think he should have sat, but it is what it is. Are the Bucs going to make it a priority this week to get pressure with 4, or another week of relying on the blitz at the QB? I'd be wary of blitzing because, with Justin Fields, it's a little bit easier to blitz Kirk Cousins. Justin Fields can get out of that much easier. So, yeah, I would advise caution against that. G Vegas is asking the important questions tonight, though. And this is what I want this to be. I want this to be a fun talking football, sort of like, talking Bucks, but like also like just having a little bit of fun. Would you rather face the 85 Bears or Cocaine Bear? One, I saw Cocaine Bear. Good movie. I did see Cocaine Bear. If you guys want to talk movies, I'm a big movie guy too. So I watch a lot of movies. Fun movie. Uh, 85 Bears, one of the best defenses of all time. Cocaine Bear is only one person. I feel like I would just, but how can you outrun the Cocaine Bear? That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. Tough. That's tough. Are the Bucks taking a QB in next year's draft? Williams, Shador, Rising, Ewers, May. Well, it's not going to be Caleb Williams. I can tell you, it's not going to be Caleb Williams. They're not going to have number one pick. Probably won't be Drake May either, because I think they get one of those guys, you're going to need a top 3 or 4 pick. I just don't think they're going to be there. Shador Sanders is an interesting one. I do think he's a really, really good player. I just would be shocked if he comes out this year. I think his best bet is to stay in school and probably be the 2025 first overall pick. Just what I think. How much do I need a super chat for Evan to do the Super Bowl shuffle? You mean like the 85 Bears one? Oh boy. Well, first I'd have to learn it. So you need to super chat me in it, like, and then trust that I can learn it. But I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. Vita Vea is just as fast as Justin Fields. That'd be something. Hopefully, O-line will come together against the Bears and provide running lanes for White and Tucker and provide enough time for Baker to bake. Yeah, I mean, I think getting a better running game is important in this one. I think the Buccaneers are going to look to do that. I'm sincerely concerned for Mayfield with that shoulder injury because of that impressive run to get the first down. His only throw is to Godwin to ice the game. Yeah, I mean, I would say like that's the only throw he needed to make. Like he only needed to make one throw after that, but they ran the ball twice. So we'll see how the shoulder responds. He did end up on the injury report. He was full participant though, but he did end up on the injury report with that right shoulder, and it is concerning. I do agree with you, Nicholas. Like it's concerning because that is one of the things that Mayfield dealt with in Cleveland. Like he dealt with, I said all the time this entire offseason, I said he dealt with inconsistency and injuries, and it just hasn't really worked out for him so far. Justin Fields is like Vic. Do you think we can contain him and force him to make mistakes? I do. I mean, Justin Fields, he's like Vic, but Vic is much, much better. Like Vic was an actually good quarterback, like gifted quarterback. Justin Fields remains to be seen. I know QB wins isn't really a stat, and people get all up in arms and stuff about QB wins. He's 5-21 though as a starter. That's his record as a starter. It's not good. Like the proof is in the pudding sometimes, and is it all, excuse me, is it all his fault? No, it's not. Football's a team game. There is, 21 other players on the field. So, but I do think there is a lot of mistakes to be made. And if the Buccaneers can, if the Buccaneers can do that, I do think so. As we have our first super chat from Masenko. Thank you very much. $2 super chat from Masenko. Hope I'm saying that right. If Evans leaves, could Tampa pursue Higgins? You're talking about T. Higgins, and I don't think it's likely, and here's why. If the Buccaneers were to let Mike Evans leave, I'm going to assume it's because of money. I don't think they want to like volunteer or say, hey, Mike Evans, get out. Like, we don't care how much you want, like get out. I think it's going to be a money thing. So if they can't get him, I have a hard time imagining they're going to pursue a high priced wide receiver, one who in Higgins may actually cost a little bit more than Evans. So on a longer term deal. So I would say probably not likely. If Evans were to leave, I would think Tampa would maybe try to replace him with a much cheaper option than a guy like T. Higgins, although it would be a fun thing. And thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Really, really do. Like I said, super chats are not required. They are appreciated, but they are not required. So I really do appreciate it. Izzian looked great. Looked pretty great to say the least. Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, he made a few plays, and hopefully, he's on the injury report with a concussion. Hopefully, also you can check out the injury report video as well on the channel here. So hopefully he's able to play. Vic was a cheat code, Madden 04. Yeah, I mean, Just crazy. He's just, yeah. I mean, I guess you could say in the NFL right now, the closest thing to Michael Vick is probably Lamar Jackson. Given the salary cap increase and the amount of rookie contracts we got, we'd probably pay Evans. Thoughts? Yeah, the tough thing is, okay, yeah, it is going to increase, and they do have a lot of, they're getting a lot of them bloated contracts off the books. The tough thing is they have Antoine Winfield, they have Devin White, who if Devin White plays the way that he did in Minnesota, and he plays that way for 16 more games, he's going to command a big contract. So they have Devin White, Antoine Winfield. Then in the following year, well, they're also going to have Levante David too this coming season, and what if Baker Mayfield, right? Like, what if Baker Mayfield, if he plays well, you're going to need to maybe pay him. After that, though, you're going to have Chris Godwin and Tristan Wirfs in the following offseason. So it's a little difficult. It really is. Yes, you are right. Like, they do have a lot of rookie things. Unfortunately, though, a lot of their big money guys, they're going to be tied up again. And Antoine Winfield or Devin White or Tristan Wirfs. Like, Tristan Wirfs is going to get so much money. And then you want to re-sign Chris Godwin. Like, it's tough. I think we should, Buck Wild, please. Yeah, please hit the likes, guys. I think we should bring Brait back to the team's free agent. We need more help at tight end. I just think Brait's cooked. Appreciate what he did for the team. I just think the dude is done. Evan, were you a Baker or Trask guy before they named QB1? I was in the camp that like Baker was probably the best option for the team. Now I didn't think like either guy was like the savior. Like, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, Baker Mayfield's going to come resurrect his career and this and that and this and that. Like, I don't think that, but like I did think probably Baker was probably the best option for this year. Now I also was critical of Baker and a little bit in training camp, and I praised Trask. And I have not been a huge Kyle Trask fan, but Trask looked good in training camp. He looked good in the preseason, and I think he really made a competition, but just not enough to edge out Mayfield. And I think the Bucs made the right decision. The release Vic had for screen QB was insane. Yeah. Go Florida State Seminoles. Yeah, what's your favorite college team? I'm personally, I like Florida State. I would say, I like Florida State over Florida. I'm more of a Florida State guy, even though I do favorite. I don't really have per se a favorite college football team. My favorite college basketball team is North Carolina. But my favorite college football team, I guess, would be Penn State. But although I just like college football in general. I don't really have a specific team. Is it understandable for Evans to ask for a raise as the Bucs still pay for his ring? Why not wait for a 1-year deal? As I take a drink. Yeah, it's. I think it's tough. I mean, he's going to be 31. Like, he's 30 now, but like coming into next season after he signs that new deal, he's going to be 31. I just think it's tough to get much more of a raise. Like, he's going to get a raise. Like, he'll get a slight raise, but like, I feel like if it was only a slight raise by now, I feel like it would have already been done. Like, I feel like he's looking for a little bit more than just a slight raise. It's tough. We got Doug is Bulls, Reds, Cannon Fire Podcast, Gators. But Doug said he doesn't watch college ball. That's all good. Ryan says boo, Florida Gators. Cannon Fire Podcast. I'll go to the USF games though. Those can be fun. Said he's the same age as Devontae Adams. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. The one thing I will say is that one, Devontae Adams has already been paid, and two, for as much as we all love Mike Evans, I think the consensus, and this isn't everybody, but the consensus is that Devontae Adams is probably better. That's probably the consensus. There's James in the chat. So, hey, say hi to James. Hi, James. Fun when they actually win. West Virginia and Maryland. Okay. You can't have two. You can't have two teams. Sorry, Bershabo. I was rooting for Trask to QB1. It was his job to lose. Give Akers the guy. He still has 900 more yards than Adams. I think Mike Evans is a great wide receiver. I think Devontae Adams is probably a bit better. Like, and that's how the league looked at it too. Like, that's just how the league looked at it. Like, Just saying. Yeah, everybody's saying, yeah, everybody say hi to James. Everybody say hi to James. Yeah, Doug, my thought was I know what Baker is. Thoughts on signing Devin White? I don't think we should, but thoughts. I can't give a solid answer because I think this year means so much. Like this coming year means so much, and it's so critical. I just don't know. Like personally, I probably wouldn't. Um, that's just me. I probably wouldn't, but I think they might. It's just personal opinion, no inside source there. I have a feeling. I mean, hey, if he plays that well as he did in Minnesota, like he was fantastic in Minnesota, and I have not been a huge Devin White guy really his entire career in Tampa, but yeah, he had a great game in Minnesota. Ryan's reminded us that the Florida State Seminoles or Boston College. Okay, I thought you said or playing Boston College. Florida State's gonna win. Yeah. Which Bucs are questionable for the Chicago game? Well, the injury report came out today. There's nobody that's listed with any specific designation yet, but Carlton Davis, Kalijah Cansey, Christian Izzian, all did not practice. Baker Mayfield was limited with a shoulder. I'm sorry, not limited. He was full participant, but he was listed on the thing with a shoulder. So, let's see. What up, James? Alabama for college, Bucs for NFL, my boy. Yeah, tell James. Tell him, James. I think James might have ditched y'all. Like I think James might have ditched us. I think he was in the comments and then he just headed out. I think we all said hi to him and he was like, "I'm not saying hi to you guys." I don't know. My prediction: Bucs let D. White walk, pay Mike Wirfs and Winfield. Could be. I mean, it could very well be. I don't want to pay an off-ball linebacker the most money ever. Yeah, and I don't think right now the Bucs don't either. But we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. I don't know. I have a feeling he's going to play just well enough to be like, oh, James is still here. How about that? James is still here. Well, why didn't you say hi to anybody else? Everybody was saying hi to you, and you didn't say hi to anybody else. Disappointing. But he's still here, so can't be that disappointed, I guess. Do you think we win a Super Bowl sooner than our last Super Bowl drought? Oh, that is. I mean, Nicholas, that's an impossible question, but I mean, I wish. Oh, geez. Um, I don't know. You would hope so, right? I mean, but there's teams that have been on longer droughts than the Bucs were, so I really don't know. I mean, I'll say yeah, sure, but like so much can happen in like 20 years. So much can happen in the span of 20 years, basically. We'll see. Honestly, have a Super Bowl caliber roster but need a QB. It reminds me of 2019. You saying the Bucs are only going to win 7 games this year? What team has the best chance to beat Georgia this year? I think my Nittany Lions, man, have a good shot. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. Like their team is just Georgia's so stacked, and I just don't know. Like USC, like they don't play defense. Like USC doesn't play defense, and Alabama's pretty vulnerable. I think. Um, Texas, I mean, big win over Alabama, but like, is Texas really that big? I don't know. Is Texas really back? Huh? Is everybody asking that question? LSU at a lot. I mean, Florida State, I don't think's there. Like, it's tough. I'm not sure. Ohio State, I think, is gonna have a down year. Michigan, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. Now we have to draft a center with Jensen out. Is next year's first round a center? Might depend on where they're picking at. I don't know if it's going to be a center though, because I think they like Robert Hainsey, and like Robert Hainsey, I think can be a serviceable NFL center. Maybe not a great one, but I think he can be a serviceable option there. So I would say probably not in the first round, but could be something they look at. James is like the watcher. He's here but can't interfere. Yeah. Rhett's got it. Bucs commentary, beef and drama. Oh boy. Yeah. Georgia Cupcake schedule. Florida State Seminoles is number 3. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like college ball a lot, and I'm curious to see who's going to step up. Obviously, Clemson looks a little shaky to start the year. That they look a little shaky, so I think some people were counting on them. Maybe don't really think so. He's like a monitor despite owning the channel. Exactly. In this stream, he is. It's like I'm being like watched. I'm like, does he have the place bugged? I'm like, uh, random. But who would you like to see perform at the Super Bowl halftime show? My taste in music's not. So what I would actually want is not. Uh, uh, I'm trying to think of somebody like universally, like enjoyed. Um, Told me he's holding out for the Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys are Jonas Brothers. I mean that'd be cool. Yeah, if you guys want to know a little bit about me, like big Jonas Brothers guy, big Jonas Brothers guy. Actually going to the Jonas Brothers concert next Thursday. Not lying, going. So Taylor Swift would be cool. It'd be cool to see. Um, Backstreet's back art. Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't tell James. James likes NSYNC. So James likes NSYNC more than Backstreet Boys. I'm more of a Backstreet Boys guy. James is NSYNC, which NSYNC just like reunited kind of at the MTV Music Awards. Um, Lizzo and some shoulder pads. I don't want to see Lizzo. I don't want to see Lizzo. I thought Rihanna was pretty good last year. I thought the weekend was good when the Bucs played in the Super Bowl. I thought the weekend was pretty good. Thought the one in LA was really cool. So I hope that they pick somebody good. That'd be somebody enjoyable, Backstreet Boys don't hate, man. Like Backstreet Boys are where it's at. It's that Little River Band. Oh man, yeah, Little River Band to appease. If you guys have ever seen the other guys, movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, Little River Band. It's funny how Tampa and Arizona were checked the top 3 picks. We both won. Arizona did not win, actually. Arizona was beat by Washington, so a close game, but Arizona did not win. Thoughts on drafting Joe Alt if Wirfs doesn't pan out? I mean, so you're talking like moving Wirfs back to the right side, I assume. Maybe I think Joe Alt might go a little bit higher than maybe the Bucs are picking. So we'll see. I'd rather see Lizzo try out for center. Oh my god, this is what the Tampa Shells talk about, Liz. I know, Nick. I know. Have Lizzie next to Vita Vea. There you go. Nobody's running on the Bucs then. Dirty Mike and the boys have my vote. Are you Dirty Mike and the boys? I'm really surprised the Lions beat the Chiefs. Yeah, I had money on the Chiefs, and yeah, didn't work out. But it's tough to gauge the Chiefs and the Lions because the Chiefs it's like, okay, Lions look okay, like, or the Chiefs look bad, and you're like, well, like the Chiefs were down 2 of their top 3 players. Like they're down Travis Kelce, they're down Chris Jones, like they're down 2 of their top 3 players. Yeah, that's tough, that's tough to overcome. At the same time, though, like if Kadarius Toney catches a football, they probably win the game. System of a Down halftime show is my vote. There you go. That'd be something. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are just joining, let me know where you guys are watching from. I know we have had a couple new people here, so yeah, a Vikings fan, and somehow I found myself here, but giving you the subscribe. Oh, thanks a lot, Nick. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. It was a good game on Sunday. Thanks a lot. It means a lot. Thanks for hitting that likes button. This channel needs all the support we can get. Thank you, Buckwild. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, let me know where you guys are watching from. I know we got a couple of new people in the chat, so that's why I wanted to to put that in there. Nick, the Vikings go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. What like other sports? Like you guys what other sports you guys like? Baseball, Rays, right? I'm not a Rays guy, but like the Rays, Lightning, hockey coming up, right? Got basketball. Who okay, is it like we got more Heat fans out here? We got more Magic fans. I feel like a lot of Bucks fans are Magic fans. Right? Because I feel like Miami's Miami, and like I feel like like Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat. I feel like a lot of Bucks fans are probably also Magic fans. I could be wrong. Cowboys fans already saying they're winning all to beating the Giants. I mean, I don't know about winning all, but beating the Giants, they beat the Giants. I get Jesus, they beat the Giants. Vegas. I became a Bucks fan on our first Super Bowl because I hate Raider fans. There you go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And yeah, there you go. Vegas. All right, cool. How is Vegas? How is Vegas? We have Buck Wild. Is that you from Hawaii? How is Hawaii? I asked you that earlier. I don't know if you heard me. How's Hawaii? Vegas is another place I want to go visit. Like I gotta go. I gotta go visit these places. Doug, football. I do not watch any soccer. The only soccer I watch is the World Cup. So, and I watched last year the Union or whatever. We're in the MLS Cup. I watched a little bit of that. Pretty dumb to me how a championship can be decided on penalty kicks, but whatever. It's fine. Just another. Just it was literally the Union lost the World Cup, or the MLS Cup that afternoon. That night, the Phillies lost the World Series. So a great 12 hours for Philadelphia sports there. If you guys don't know, I am besides the Bucs, like the Bucs are the only team. I'm a Phillies fan, a Flyers fan, and a Sixers fan. So Vegas is growing much too quick, haha. But it's nice to visit. Yeah, that's cool. I like I said, I really want to visit. Just spend like a weekend or something, seeing all the stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of places, man. I gotta go to Hawaii to visit Buck Wild. I gotta go to Vegas to visit Masenko. I mean, I gotta I gotta buy you like. I don't think I can buy you a drink with the $2 you gave us in the super chat, but I'll throw some money down for you. I'll give you that $2 on a bet here. All right. We appreciate the super chat for sure. I can't watch the Bucs play in Georgia. Is there anything on my phone I can buy to watch the games? Besides the Sunday ticket, which YouTube TV has now, it's pretty expensive. No, I mean you can look into the Sunday ticket. I don't really want to. I'm not gonna get into the prices. I don't know the price on the top of my head. I don't know your situation, so. But that's the only way I know how. And you can get every game with that. But yeah. Love and support to Hawaii. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, how is everything? And I totally forgot about that. Jeez, yeah, terrible stuff there. Are you annoyed with the James Harden situation? This is the content I come here for. This is what we're here for. I'd say I'm kind of used to it. I mean, we just had Ben Simmons quit, basically. Quit basketball pretty much, quit on the team. And like 2 years ago, and then whine and not play because he failed to do his job. But kind of used to it. So whatever happens with Harden happens with Harden. Not really concerned with it. Honestly, like the Sixers are so far in the back of my mind. Like when the Sixers like season comes on, like I'll watch, but like dude, that game 7 in Boston. Well, really, it was game 6. Game 6 in Philly when they lost to go back to Boston game 7. It was just so demoralizing. And then the game 7 in Boston to put up that effort, that was a joke. I blame James, actually. I blame James for the Sixers season ending. I do. If you guys want that story, let me know. Let me know why I blame James for the Sixers season ending. Some parts of Florida are going too quickly. Mahalo, Mia Buckwaldi. I hope everything is good there. Have you tried watching Game Film and NFL Plus recently? I just noticed the other day I still have my membership, even though I thought I canceled. Does this Rodgers injury affect his top 10 all-time placing? I don't know. I don't really know if an injury, especially at 39, is going to affect too much of your top 10. I think it certainly would have helped his status if he was able to win with the Jets. So we'll have to wait and see. James, what I do? Why do you blame James? James Hill, not James Harden. That's it right there. Okay. Here's why I blame James. Let me look at my calendar here. Okay. So, James, James lives in Florida. I live in Pennsylvania. If anybody is new to this channel, I am in Pennsylvania. Okay. I'm not in Florida. James had a wedding in May Okay, the wedding was in early May. He had a wedding that just so happened to be in Pennsylvania. And it just so happened to be like an hour away from where I was. So we decided to link up and he was going to stay at my house for a few days. He stayed at my house. He got there on Sunday. The Sixers were down 2-1 in the series to the Celtics. The Sixers win game 4 in Philly to tie it at 2 on Sunday when James is there. Okay, Monday, nothing happens. Tuesday, the Sixers play again, game 5 in Boston. The Sixers play great, go up 3-2. Wednesday, okay, nothing, no game. Thursday, James leaves. Okay, James leaves. Thursday night, the Sixers lose to the Celtics in Philly. And then the Sixers on Mother's Day, it might have been actually Friday, but on Mother's Day, game 6 might have been on Friday. On Mother's Day, game 7, the Sixers lose and their season is over. So the Sixers were 2-0 with James Hill in Pennsylvania. James Hill decides to leave Pennsylvania, and all of a sudden, my hopes of a championship are gone. So, yeah, that's the real James who's in fault with it. James H, yeah, not James Harden though. James Hill, that's his fault. I blame Harden too. He's acting. He's a top 5 player. Needs a better attitude. Yeah, he's not. He's not what he once was. I think he's a good basketball player. Like, I do think he's a good basketball player. I just don't think he's what he once was, and yeah, that's what he's acting like. Do you like the Vikings +7 tomorrow night? That's a tough one. I mean, I thought the Eagles were going to dominate. The Vikings offensive line looked rough on Sunday against the Bucs, and I think the Eagles front is much better. What's up, Charles? Watching from Georgia. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We got about 13 minutes or so left. But the Eagles have some injuries, so I think it might even itself out. I personally would, if you had to bet on the game, I would stay away from it altogether. If you had to bet on the game, I probably like Eagles -7 still. I just think the Eagles are the better team. Home opener, Thursday Night Football. I think they're going to be ready to go, but we'll see. James he forgets about that. How does he forget? How does he forget that he ended the Sixers season? It is his fault. Buck Wild, you get it. It's his fault. Like, it is his fault. If you look at the story and the timeline of dates, it is his fault. He had to get back to Florida, I guess. He couldn't have waited another day. He had to leave, I guess. Give me the Eagles and the points. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Who are your favorite Bucs to watch? Mine were /R McCoy, Mike Evans, Vea. I mean, Vincent Jackson's one of them. I just started really watching football, like right when Vincent Jackson got to the Bucs, is when I started following the Bucs really close. Vincent Jackson, definitely. Doug Martin, another one. A lot of those guys on that 2012 team. Mike Evans for sure. And then if I don't want to name too many, so I'll go Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is actually, before he even came to the Bucs, Tom Brady is my favorite football player of all time. Tom Brady was my favorite football player of all time before he came to Tampa Bay. When he was in New England, every Super Bowl Tom Brady was in, there was no question of who I was rooting for. I was rooting for the Patriots. I had a couple TB12 shirts before he even came to Tampa. I thought I would wear during the Super Bowls. Big Brady guy, big Brady guy. Actually, like one of like my sports idols. And I play sports. I play deck hockey and stuff, which is basically ice hockey, just on, instead of skates and on ice, it's sneakers and blacktop. Like that's the difference. But I always liked his story and his mindset. So it means a lot to me to see Tom Brady play football for the Bucs. So I'd have to put Brady on there. He could have called in, arriving late, flight delayed, etc. But no, it couldn't happen. I guess. I guess he would have rather seen me suffer on Mother's Day of all days than just stay an extra 24 hours. I guess that was just too much. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks a lot. And now the Sixers, like, James Harden doesn't want to be there, and Joel Embiid, and like everybody's like, oh, is he gonna request a trade? So if Joel Embiid ever leaves the Sixers, it will actually be James Hill's fault. So there's that. My prediction for Florida State, Rollins' favorite player, Roland. Is it Roland? I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Sorry. John Lynch equals headhunter. Yeah, I mean, for sure. My prediction for Florida State 48, Boston College 37. Wow, that high scoring game, huh? Okay. Canty, Vita Vea, Scooter before he left. Favorite player in 3 signed jerseys by him. Oh, wow. That's really cool, Doug. And Zion McCollum. That's really, really cool. I like when people have like their favorite players an obscure player. Like it's not like, oh, who's your favorite player? Mine's Mike Evans. Like, okay. Like, but if you tell me like your favorite player is like, like a Scotty Miller, like that's cool. Do you think our current roster would be playoff contenders with Arian as head coach? I think it'd be better off. I don't know about playoff contender. I think it would be better off though. My sources can also confirm that James Hill is responsible for the Sixers' impending collapse. Yeah, the impending doom that is going to be placed upon the proud, historic franchise that is the Philadelphia 76ers. You can blame Mr. James Hill. How do you feel about next year's draft, where we should look at in the depth chart? Obviously, quarterback could be an area. I think it's still pass rusher, maybe. Shaq Barrett's not getting any younger. Cornerback, maybe. That's not getting any different there. Uh, I mentioned how in 2025, you're going to have to pay Wirfs and Godwin. You're also going to pay Carlson Davis. So we'll see there. Offensive line, maybe, depending on how the season plays out. So I think you'd be looking at quarterback, offensive line, pass rusher. I think you'd be looking at those 3 positions as pretty top priorities. Maybe linebacker, though, too. Who knows? What's a better show, Undisputed or First Take? First Take now, probably. I liked Undisputed before, though. I just thought Skip and Shannon had such a good rapport with each other. It sucks that Skip, not Skip. It sucks that Shannon left. It is very funny though seeing Shannon call Stephen A. Skip. I was pleasantly surprised with the play of Baker and how he adjusted the pressure. Yeah, I thought he played well. I thought he adjusted well. You said it right. Okay, cool. Roland. Is it Roland? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Appreciate you joining. Is it Kivas Moore? Miss Jordan Whitehead, man's balling and why 3 picks, man. How about it? How do you feel about the kicker this year? I could probably save the game for the Bucs, honestly. It was fantastic. Chase McLaughlin nailing that kick. Devin White was a monster in coverage on Sunday. I think he'll be back to post Super Bowl levels of hype after this season. Then that's going to open up a whole can of discussion about his contract, man. What if we beat Chicago and then actually beat Philly too? If they do that, okay, I'll say like you start 3-0 for the first time since what 2005 did they start 3-0? I think it might have been. Let me look that up. I think before we get out of here, I think they started 3-0 in 2005 or something. Let's see. Yeah, they started 3-0 in 2005. I think that'd be the first time they start 3-0 and you're beating Philly to do it. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Roland, thank you to you and James for what you do. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I honestly I appreciate being welcomed in with open arms here. This community that James has built is spectacular. It's nothing like it. And just really, really, really grateful that you guys have accepted me. You guys could have said, who is this guy? Get him out of here. Like instead, you guys have really welcomed me with open arms. So I appreciate it. And James does too. We appreciate all the support. Gonna have a lot of fun stuff this upcoming season. So I rank these cornerbacks: Rivas, Sherman, Ramsey. As far as all time, this is just me. Rivas won because he just is. I guess that's how. I don't know. How would you have Rivas third, Doug? Rivas shut down an entire side of the field. Like he's in the Hall of Fame now. Like I don't know. I'd go Rivas, Ramsey, Sherman probably. If Juju out for the season, I heard his knee would explode anytime. I don't know. I don't think so. I live in Indy. Don't get to see every game. I appreciate you dissecting the games. Oh, appreciate it. We appreciate it. And also, shout out to Rhett for manning the game stream last week. Saw a good game. So shout out to Rhett from the Campfire Podcast, which is, like I said, also the podcast I do. So if you want to see more of me, including Rhett, go check that out. We have our game preview show coming up here on Friday. So Let's see. Sherman is first ran. I just don't. Some commented that Mike didn't celebrate his first catch as he normally did. And I feel it's because he missed his first catchable ball. Maybe could have been frustrated. Yeah, rip Mike Williams. Unfortunate. Really is unfortunate. Sad stuff. Revis Island is named for a reason. Yeah, I would take a linebacker with less upside than Devin, but with more consistency. Yeah, I mean, I think that's sort of the compromise you might have to make. I think Devin White's highs are really high, his lows are really low. So, um, yeah. So we got 20 people in here. Just about to be wrapping up in about 3.5 minutes. Appreciate you guys hanging out. For some of you have been here the entire time. If you guys are just joining, I still appreciate it a lot. Bonus points, anybody. I'm not gonna allow Rhett to do it because I don't want Rhett to do this because he might like legit know right away. But like, does anybody know? Obviously Pablo Cruz, but does anybody know what movie this shirt was from? Like what the reference is? Um, just want to see if anybody can get that really quick. I would think, okay, how do you think a prime all-star form in today's era? I think it'd be pretty fun. Still think he'd be good. Sean Tucker may start soon. Maybe. I thought Tucker looked pretty good in Minnesota. I thought he actually looked like the better running back. Is James still here? I don't know. Is James still here? He's got about 3 minutes to respond, so I don't know if he is or not. He might have. He's old, so he might have to go to bed pretty early. So thanks for the live chat. Look forward to this weekend. Go Bucs. Yeah, thank you a lot, Buck Wild. Hope everything's good in Hawaii. Aloha, whatever you want to say. Yeah. You got to teach me some Hawaii slang. I need to know some of that stuff. James is still here. Nobody can get this. Nobody can get what movie this is from besides Rhett. I'm not allowing Rhett to do it because he might know. Very famous comedy. That's what I'll give you. Very famous comedy. We got 2.5 minutes. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. Appreciate the super chat. I mean, Masenko, $2 super chat. First ever super chat on MrBucsNation Live Wednesdays. So really, really appreciate it. Let's see. I know the Sherm reference from a Friday kind of movie style. The Tender Bar. Nope, only shirt from a movie. I know it's over at Rachel. There you go. Seinfeld's not Seinfeld. It is not Seinfeld. Don't want to be that guy, but we had a couple of brand new episodes on Campfire Podcast channel. We need some more Bucs content. Absolutely. Had some more brand new shows. Did the game review. So if you want to have the game recap right after the game, that'll be this Sunday as well. Yes, Pablo Cruz is a band, but it was rip my good away. Pablo Cruz was a band, but it's it's the character in the movie's wearing the shirt. Famous comedy pre or post 2010. Pre. Go Bucs, fire the Kansas weekend. Yeah, yes. Roland, thank you very much. Prestige, yeah, Masenko knows. Masenko knows. Prestige worldwide, wide. Oh man, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, the movie is Step Brothers. The movie is Step Brothers. It is right when Will Ferrell's character Brendan walks out of the car right when him and Dale meet, and Brendan is wearing a Pablo Cruz shirt. So Step Brothers is one of probably my favorite comedy. I think it's just hysterical. So had to pick up this shirt. And people, it's funny when I wear it, people are like, oh, Pablo Cruz, like, awesome, like great, like, yeah, I love the music. I'm like, yeah, don't know. Like, thanks. But we are just about to wrap up. Got about 45 seconds left, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a lot of fun. We talked a lot. We talked not just about football, talked about some basketball, talked about why James is the reason the Sixers are going to be horrible for the next 15 years and ruin my life for the next 15 years. And we got to talk about some movies there. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you again next Wednesday. I plan on doing this every Wednesday. So next Wednesday, pretty special day. I'll explain to you why on that day, but next Wednesday is a pretty special day. Step Brothers, Tyler, this is funnier. Help me, Tom Cruise. Yeah, nice chat, buddy. Mustanko, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. We'll see you next time, and go Bucs.